Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Thursday, October 12th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 41 of 2023, and in my neck of the woods, it is currently 67 degrees with a high of 76 and a low of 53. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my broadcast. I'm here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, pretty pictures. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. Let me move this around a little bit. There we go. Come on. There we go. Welcome to my Facebook peeps who will see this broadcast when it goes to video, and I download it into my group Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. So glad to see everybody. Hello, Dorothy. Just finish my setup here. All right. So for those of you that are new to my group and my broadcast, I work on 2 projects. And the first one is always a duet, which I give away as a freebie from one of my books in my Facebook group. So please be sure to join that group, and that way you can get the freebies. Plus I give away other things, so that works out. So this is from Cutie Halloween Jubilee Volume 2. This will be released any day now. And this is the duet that we're doing. Also, I'm working on Best Dressed Pets. And this one is from Marjorie Sarnat. You can see I'm using alcohol marker and it's bleeding through. I'm thinking that this is looking really cute. I love how it's turning out. Anyway, so hopefully you've printed out your page by now and you're ready to go. Hold on, I got to adjust something with my chair. Okay. So please get out your piece here. Now, Dorothy likes to watch the video and then color her piece the next day. Let me restate. Dorothy likes to watch the live broadcast and then watch the video the next day and then do the coloring. Although sometimes she colors with me. But either way, however you choose to do it, whatever works for you, that's cool. All right. So I hope everybody's doing fine. If you're new, please take a second to say hello. All right, let me get my paper towel. There we go. So I always use a half sheet of paper towel to rest my hand in while I do the coloring. Dorothy, how are you and Randy doing? Okay, I'm going to start on the face. And of course, when you adult color and you're doing any project, you're looking at a light, medium, and dark. When we're coloring, I'm going to start out with my Faber-Castell Cinnamon. And this is going to be the darkest of the three colors. Oh, he's doing fine. He had to go to the dentist today and it's very cold and rainy. Well, good reason to be indoors and coloring, right? Now, remember when you're coloring? Hey, Linda. Don't come in like gangbusters with your pencil. Oh, Dorothy, you'll be coloring more with winter coming. Yeah. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to one and all, says Maggie. Maggie likes to sing her way in. She always sings a song when she comes in. And that's fun. Now, for those of you who came in a little bit late, I'm using my cinnamon and I'm working along my edge. This is my darkest flesh color of the three that I'm using. Oh, sneeze. Oh. 4 sneezes this time. Now we've got a crease in where the mouth is, so we're going to go ahead and add a little color there. And we're going to catch that little dimpled area underneath the nose. Hey, Sandy. All right. Now, this piece is a really great piece for coloring skin. And the reason that I say that is that it's got all the shading with the grayscale to show you where your dark, mediums, and light should go. So what I would do once we're done with this is put this picture up somewhere where you're going to see it in your coloring area. Who haven't I said hello to? So we've got Sandy and Linda and Maggie and Dorothy. Okay. And for those of you that are watching that are new, please don't be shy to say hello and or to ask any questions. This piece is going to be so ridiculously cute. Okay, so let's go by the eye here. And we'll go ahead and use our darker shade. Now, I want you to notice that there's a crease in the eye, so I'm not coloring just the whole spot here. So we have a light area in between our darker areas. Everybody see that? And then we're going to bring this color out a little bit. Now, you're going to have a lighter area in this eye, above the eye. So we're going to leave that section open as well. Yes, Sandy, this is the first color I started with, and it's the cinnamon. Okay, so let's go over to the second eye. We've got our little gap here on the left. See it? Where that lid is folding a little bit. Now, keep in mind on this particular coloring project that this is a little bit different than other faces that I've colored for you, because we have all the shading in place for you to add your colors. And don't pound your pencils into the papers, guys. You want to go nice and light. Just tint in your coloring. Now this is the area between the eye and the nose. And we're going to do that little C right here that I always do for you. And we're going to bring that color underneath the eye here. Now, keeping in mind that I've always told you that when you're using a color of your light, medium, and dark, you can also create a second shade with it with that same pencil. So notice right here how I'm going just a little bit darker with how am I doing it? Repeated strokes. This is why I tell you to tint in your colors first, because then you can go back and be more specific with your shades. Is everybody clear on that? So I'm making this little area right in here just a little bit darker with the same pencil. All right. And then we're going to come over to the right hand side. And then I'm going to come up above the eye. Now I want this to be a little bit darker. And then I'll come up above the eye. With the same pencil. All right. Yeah, still get that just a tad darker. All right. And then I'm going to come down near the mouth again. And again, I want you to notice that I'm using the same pencil. Perfectly acceptable. We're still getting our light, our varied shade, our dark and medium look with this. Let me pull out and show you. This is my Faber-Castell Cinnamon 189. All right. Now, again, notice a little bit darker here. And then I'm lightening up for the rest of the nose. And be sure that you blend so that you have a very smooth transition between your darker tint and your lighter tint. And how do we get a darker tint? Repeated strokes in the same area. Okay. Now, to the right of her right eye, our left, we have a slightly darker area here. All right, let me pull out. Guys, take your time. Okay. Now, the next color that I'm going to use, my first one is the Faber-Castell 103, which is my cinnamon. The next one I'm going to use is a pinkish. This also happens to be a Faber-Castell, and it's called Of All Things Medium Flesh. And while I'm at it, I'm going to pull a very light flesh color. So you can see my dark, my medium, and my light. I'm going to change up that light. It's too yellowish. Give me a moment. Oh, let's see what we got here. Much better. Okay, I've changed over to this color. I'm going to do them side by side so you can see the difference. This is more of a yellow. This is more of a pink. You can see the color difference. So there's my dark, there's my medium, here's my light. The number on the Faber-Castell medium, 131. Now this is for people who happen to have Faber-Castell. That's why Sandy is asking. I normally don't call out the specifics because I leave it up to you to choose your tones within the range that I'm showing you, because everybody has different pencil brands. Okay. Now I'm going to go back up to the top here. And I'm going to start blending in my medium color next to where my dark is. And be sure that you keep your light areas open. And your light areas are going to start showing up beautifully as you're putting in your mediums. And I want you to notice that I'm just doing little teeny tiny circles here. And now with my medium, this is where I'm going to go in between on that space that I left on the eye lid. Okay. And then I'm going to move down near the hand. Again, let your pencil do the job. Do not force your pencil into the paper. The reason that it's beneficial to not do that is because when you go back to an area that you previously colored with your pencil, you're adding another layer of that color. And that's the key to getting a good look on your piece is what? Layers. So layer number 1 is your tint. Oh, we got a little blotch right there. I don't like that. Layer number 1 is your tint. Layer number 2, with your same pencil, is going over that tint. This is how your piece should look at the moment. And remember, when you are coloring into an area that you know where you're going to be adding another pencil shade, lighten up with your previous color. So see, right here on this border, I'm going lighter and lighter with my pencil. Or my pencil color, I should be saying. Because I know that I have to blend that into my next color. Okay. Let's see, previous color on my cinnamon. I just want to amp this up just a little bit. Check it out. Now, I want you to notice that coloring is a constant adjustment. So in this case, for example, I'm coming back with my darkest shade. and tweaking in my shading now that I have my second color there. Anybody have any questions? Okay, here's my medium. Let me pull out. Check it out. Basically, all the areas that are left, I'm going to bring my medium here. All the areas that are left here are where your lightest color will be going. I'm just doing a little bit of blending here. Depending how you put your color down, you may not have to do that. That is specific to you. Okay, let's get our light color in. And this is where we're going to back blend over our medium. And that's going to smooth that out. It serves two purposes. Number one, it smooths out your previous color. And number two, it creates that perfect blend, which is when what? One color seamlessly disappears into the next. See how this is smoothing out? Okay. Dorothy, did you see the question that Sandy had for you? She was asking how Noah is. Now, your lightest color is going to remove any scratchiness. And see how that's smoothing out beautifully? And we're getting another layer to our pencil. Oh, I'm sorry, Linda. Excuse me. Dorothy, yeah. Linda was asking. Dorothy may have stepped away. Isn't that amazing how you can look right at something and then say something else? I saw your question, but I said Sandy instead of Linda. Oh, Dorothy, I lost my chat for a while. Noah is doing great, working 10-hour days. Okay, this is my lightest color. I'm using it to smooth out my previous colors. Check it out. Again, don't come in heavy with your color. Oh, Linda, I love doing your Halloween girl picture. Oh, that's great. I'll make it a point to release more freebies. My Cutie Halloween Jubilee Volume 2 is under review right now with Amazon, so as soon as they release it, I'll be letting you guys know. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself. That Halloween book is book 75. So I have 75 published books. Okay. Blending, 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 rawhide. Thank you, Maggie. Okay. I kind of surprised myself when I realized that I've done 75. Okay. So that's my lightest color. And now I'm going to come in with white. And I'm going to go over my light area that I just colored. And we're going to lighten that spot. We're highlighting it. Linda, you slept funny and your lower back is killing you. Oh, so you slept on your recliner last night using a heating pad but didn't realize the pad was on bare skin and burnt my back. Oh, Linda. Geez, Linda. Oh, is this coming out beautifully? Linda, you can get timers that you plug into the wall and then you can plug something into that. And you might want to consider plugging your heating pad into that and maybe setting it for an hour. Okay, now I'm coming down to my next area. That's my lightest area with my white. And two things are happening here now. It's giving me that light highlight look, and it's blending in my colors underneath. And notice that it's calming down my lightest color. It's muting that color. And for anybody that's new that's popping in, hello. And also, go to my Facebook group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and this coloring image is free. So you can grab it and you can color with me. Look how soft that's looking now. Isn't that beautiful? And I'll finger blend that. Let me pull out so you can get a look-see. Any questions? Let me grab some water before I forget. Okay. Questions, comments? Okay. Now my third light area with my white. Ah! Hold on. We're going to go right underneath the nose. And again, guys, this piece is not hard at all. Follow your grayscale. Follow my promptings. Okay, so now I've got my white over here. I'm going to finger blend that. And then our last light area is right here. Let me sharpen. And again, we're what? Massaging in that color. We'll get our little light area here right under on the chin. Now I've got a little bit of a white streak here. That was a boo-boo. I'm going to come back with my cinnamon here. And get rid of that. Got a little excited with my white pencil. And again, I'm not pile driving my pencil in. I'm just working out that line. Okay. Any questions at all? Guys, not hard. It really isn't. We're following our light, medium, and dark convention. We're blending it. And we're getting that nice soft look. Isn't that ridiculously cute? Okay. Now, another great blending color, which I'm using, is my ivory. And that's my Faber-Castell 103. And I'm using it to smooth that junction between my two colors. Now, you may be watching me do that and saying, how do I know when to use what? When do I use white? When do I use ivory? All right. The first way you're going to learn is to follow me step by step. This is why on the duet, hold on, cinnamon here, I just want to darken that area a little bit. This is why on the duets, I highly recommend that you follow me and not color ahead of me. This is my cinnamon on the tip of the nose, by the way. And if you study and pay attention to what I'm telling you and do it with me step by step, it's going to make sense. And when it starts making sense, then when you go to do another picture, you'll have the steps. Okay. Let me pull out completely. You can see how we're looking. All right, let's work on the arms. I'm going to start with my dark. My darkest color, which is my cinnamon, my Faber-Castell. If you've been with me over a period of time, you know that that is one of my favorite colors for doing skin. So let's go ahead and start shading this in. And again, you don't want to color in a stark line because remember, you've got to blend that. This is why I keep after you about tinting in your colors. Don't slam in your colors with your pencils. That's why you glide over the area that you're coloring 2 or 3 times. All right. Now notice I'm going back up into the skin a little bit, just to shade in on the face, just to shade in that shadow a little. Now, another thing I want you to keep in mind when you're doing grayscale like this is I don't want you to just plug in your dark, medium, and light colors on your dark, medium, and light spots on the page. What I want you to do, and this will make you a better colorist, is I want you to think about where the shading would be on whatever you're coloring. So in this case, we've got in the crook of the arm here, that's a natural shade spot, right? Now I'm going to go off script a little bit, because I'm going to use my darkest color around the edge here. Because I want that dimension, that roundness. And the other thing that I want to point out to you is you absolutely are not married to the three colors that you've chosen. If you want to, for example, shadow something a little bit more, then grab that different pencil and do it. For example, on the edge of this arm, we may want to go with a little, little more brown. We'll see. Got a little carried away there. And if you look at your piece carefully, you're going to see these areas up on the arm, kind of like a mottled area, M-O-T-T-L-E-D. You know how skin can sometimes look a little blotchy? That's what we've got here. Okay. Now I'm going to come in with my medium pencil. Now notice where the fingers are bent, that that's a high point, so that's a lighter color, right? Everybody clear on that? So we have a lighter color here, we have a lighter color here, here, and here. Now, I'm going to leave an area open right here on the side of the hand. Even though the picture doesn't call for that, I could have colored it all in medium. I don't want to do that. I want to leave that little lighter area here. So again, I've got my medium pencil. And if you already colored in this little splotch here with your medium pencil, thinking that was your whole medium color, take your eraser and just erase it out and highlight it. Okay. Back portion of our arm. And our bottom part, which I said is our mottled. So we're going to be, again, M-O-T-T-L-E-D. It means patchy, speckled. And guys, if I say a word that you're not familiar with, speak up. Now, I'm going to go back to my cinnamon. And I'm going to darken my areas where I'd put that cinnamon a little bit more. It disappeared on me a little more than I wanted. And again, that's just a minor adjustment. There's nothing wrong with going back and using your original whatever color you started out with. In this case, I started out with my darker color. And that's another point that I always bring up. When you're doing grayscale, it does not matter which pencil you start with. You can start with your lights if you want. You can start with mediums, you can start with dark. I like to start with, usually, for me, I like to start with the dark. And then my decision is, do I want to then go to my light and blend with my medium, or do I want to put my medium in and blend with my light? All right, let me brush that. That looks pretty rough. Okay. Then I'm going to come in with my light pencil. It says peach quartz on it. It's a Brett Funner. Doesn't matter the pencil brand. Okay. I've got a little spot on that fingernail I don't like. Let me get rid of it. There we go. Much better. Now, I'm basically blending with my peach here. This is that line on the arm that I decided to leave open, even though the grayscale didn't call for it. I wanted that lighter spot. Because to me, it'll be highlighted when the hand is up like that. Who's coloring this with me tonight? Okay, then we've got a pretty large area right here. Oh, Dorothy, you're coloring tonight. Okay, cool. Dorothy, Maggie, okay. All right, medium color, sandy, cool. I'm just smoothing this out. This medium. Then I'm going to come back with my cinnamon Because remember I had a little bit of the darker color up here? Finger blend. Pull out. Okay, now I want you to look at the difference between the arm and the face. Two totally different looks because I haven't added my white and a little bit of the ivory. See how this is sticking out like a sore thumb? So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to calm down that peach color with my white. And I want to get you guys to the point. Oh, let me find some more white here. I want to get you guys to the point that you automatically think of doing something like this when you add your colors. Because here's the deal. When people color that are not as experienced in it, they would add this last color, this last peach color, look at it and go, oh my gosh, I screwed it up. But you guys, when you listen to me, you go, oh, okay, I need to mute down that color a little bit, and I'll use my white to do it. See how that's totally changed? And then I'm going to use my white and I'm going to use it to blend my medium color into my lightest color. Let's see. I'm actually going to switch to ivory. Okay, back with my white to do this area back here with my peach. Here's the point. If you use a color on your page and it doesn't come out as you expected it will or would, then that's where you start using other pencils and mix in their color in order to get the color that you want. Does that make sense? Notice now how this peach isn't looking so orangey as it was. Okay. Now, I'm not doing corrective coloring. I put down my peach and then I blended in my white to get the shade that I wanted. And by the way, ivory is a fantastic color to use. And notice that I'm avoiding my darkest color, which is my cinnamon, which is my edge color, because I'm happy with that. Guys, is this all making sense to you? Yes, no? All right, let's get our ivory up here. If you have any questions, ask. Linda, it makes sense to you. Okay. We're merging that color. Notice how it's seamlessly disappearing into the next color. And I'm just blending up my medium a little more. Now, because of the grayscale, I can't get rid of that distinctive line between my medium and my light. That's okay. The audience is just going to see it as part of the picture. Now, interestingly enough, on this other arm here, it's clearer. See it? It's blended more. So I'm going to use a combination of my ivory and my white to try and mitigate that harshness. Okay, let me pull out. Yeah, see, that's smushed in and blended. Just got to play with it. Try to get rid of that line as much as you can. We want to make that gray line disappear. If at all possible. Okay. Now I'm going to go over my time because normally I just do an hour and a half, but I don't want to leave this other arm uncolored. I'm really on a roll here. I hope you guys don't mind. I suspect that you don't because you're rolling along with me. Hold on, I gotta empty my pencil sharpener. Oh, that thing is packed.
Okay.
Okay. Are you guys enjoying this page? Now, the other thing I keep telling you too is that when you're coloring an area and a segment like the skin and it looks wonky to you, I'm just finger blending here. Remember, we've got to put in our other colors around this. Okay. So I'm going to start with my dark. I'm just darkening in the skin a little bit on the cheek. See, these are all minor little adjustments that you make while you're coloring. Okay, and then we've got our fold in the skin. Again, I'm not making a harsh line. Now, I'm going against the convention a little bit here, in that I'm using my darkest color down the edge of the entire arm. I like to do that to get that roundness. Okay, dark. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the arm coming up. I'm kicking in a little bit of my darkest color. On that edge. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this piece as much as I am. All right. So basically there's my dark. Now I'm going to come in with my medium. Come in lightly. Let's put a little medium up here. Now, one thing I'm not doing, you know how I always tell you to turn your pencil? That little micro turn? I'm not doing that. I'm working with the flat of my pencil to keep this skin color consistent. I want a soft look to it. There's my medium. Now I'm going to go back with my dark, which is my cinnamon color, and I'm going to kick up that color a little bit. Here's my shadow between my fingers. Here's the crease between the hand and the wrist. It's on the wrist. And then I'm going to come in with my lightest color with my peach now. Now let me take a second and erase in my nails. There we go. And notice I'm back blending over my medium color. What's the definition of a good blend? When what? One color seamlessly disappears into the next one. Oh, how cute is this? Anybody remember the next color that I need to bring in now? What's my next color? And of course that arm's not blended at all. What's my next color that I brought in? White. That's right, Dorothy. Thank you. Very lightly. Don't pile drive it in. Now, I'm not saying at all that this is a fixed method that you need to use. This method works for this piece. That it's appropriate that I bring in the white to knock down this orangey peach a little bit. This is specific to this coloring. See how this is looking a little more yellowish orange than up here where I put the white on it. And then I'm going to use my ivory to back blend over my previous colors. We want our skin to be as smooth as possible. Now, I want this to be a little smoother yet. So I'm very carefully going to use my blender pencil. Remember, this is your harshest blending method. Be careful that your grayscale, the piece doesn't turn gray. That can happen sometimes when you blend. And don't forget to change the direction of your blending if you're looking to get a really smooth blend, which is what I'm doing and what I want. I mean, I really want this puppy blended. Sorry, I slid off camera. Check it out. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to come back with my medium color. I want to close down this light area a little bit. See how I'm making this look more half and half? Sandy, you said white or ivory? You want to start out with your white. And then go to your ivory. Okay. Now let's smooth this out a little bit. I'm using my ivory at the moment. And I still want this line to be a little more muted. So I'm using ivory on top of it. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, I'm just tweaking a little bit here. coming in with my darkest pencil. Redefining my lines a little bit, my shading. Check it out. And finger blend. I wish I could get rid of that gray line here, but that's in the picture. It's there. All right, let me pull out. What do you think? Anybody having any difficulties at all? And look how smooth this looks. Especially this arm. Guys, tell me how your piece is looking. Now, trust me, as you get to know your pencils and your techniques, it's going to become more natural for you to do the things that I'm doing on this page. But again, the way you learn them is by, on a duet like this, is by following me. Yeah, of course you have to do tweaking on it. I always tweak. But again, this is why on the duet I want you to pace me, because as you learn these things, you can apply them to other colorings that you're doing. And is everybody clear about layering your pencils to change your colors a little bit? That'll start to come naturally as well. That if you put down a color and it's maybe a little too bright or not quite the shade that you want, that's where you layer on another color until it changes to what you want it to be. Okay. So as I said, I went a little bit over on time, but on the hour and a half, but I didn't want to quit mid-arm. Okay. Next piece, best dressed pets. Let me continue with the fur. That I was doing on our young lady here. And I'm assuming that you guys are still working on your little girl there. Isn't that a fun project? I love it. So I'm continuing with my fur color here. Let me see something here. All right. Are you guys having fun with that last piece? All right. Oh, Maggie has a capital yes. Okay, now I got a little teeny tiny area underneath the top here. Then I'll put a little gray in there. There we go. Get that grayish blue. I'm going to stop on my fur 1 second here. I'm going to take that same gray and I'm going to outline a little bit, shade and shadow. This pattern on the outfit. Now remember, when I put this on, I used alcohol-based marker, and I repeated the stroke in a couple areas to darken it. Now I'm going to come back through with my pencil and finish the job. Check out how much better that looks. Okay, you pop over to the other side. Same type of thing. All right, where'd my eraser go? There it is. There we go. And I'm going to put a little bit of gray on this very edge. In order to create our depth dimension detail with it. Much better. Okay, back to my fur. me pull out just a little bit so you can get acclimated as to where the heck we are. Move my camera. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot to say hello to Wally and Michelle. Linda, is Michelle watching? Hi, Michelle. Michelle, what do you think of our little pumpkin girl that I was doing earlier? Wally, how are you? Linda, is Wally there as well? Oh, Michelle, thank you for asking. I'm doing great. Wally, I'm so sorry I didn't mention you guys earlier, or mention you earlier. I was so focused on starting a new duet piece, so my apologies. No candy for me for Halloween, huh? Hey, Michelle, next time I forget to say hi, just remind me. Okay, now again, base color. You know we're going to be doing shading and shadowing on it, right? What are you guys working on while I'm doing this? Maggie, nothing now, just watching. Okay, let me pull out. Linda's on creepy cupcakes. Linda, those cupcakes, I'll tell you. Okay, now I'm going to pull in a gray. You know how I always tell you to not get into predictable patterns? So on her tail, I'm going to make a gray tip. And then I'm going to come back with my brown. Check it out. Now, guys, I have a question for you. If you were coloring this page, would you have thought to do something like this to make the tip of the tail black or gray, dark gray? Yes or no? Okay. Let me find my next color. Dorothy says no. Guys, Linda, probably not. Maggie, probably not. Okay, guys, this is the whole thing. Again, my whole point of teaching and doing this channel and coloring like this is to get you to think about stuff like this. That's where your coloring is going to improve when you add touches like this. When you're coloring, I want you to look at a piece and say, how can I make this piece unique? And you do it by thinking about things like that. Okay. It's all in the details, guys. Okay. Maggie, how is Allie doing with her mask? All right, let me zip out that little mistake. Now, I'm going to be coming back in a little bit with a darker brown on this fur. I'm not going to do it yet. Oh, as soon as I find the brown that I want. She told us she wore it all night and slept for 9 hours last night. But you didn't get confirmation on that, however. Okay. Maggie, have you tried telling Allie that it would specifically make you happy if she wore her mask all night long? Okay, so this is where I've got my darker brown. I mean, obviously, Allie loves and respects you. So I'm wondering if telling her that it was important to you that she wear her mask. And you're not lying to her because it is important to you. Okay, let's blend this. Now back to this arm here, same thing. Oh, it wouldn't make a difference. We tell her out all the time. Yeah, she just has issues with it being on her face. Gotcha. All right, let's move into bribes. Tell her you'll give her $10 if she wears her mask. Alternate plan B. Okay, now notice how I'm bringing some of this fur together in a V, even though the author didn't put that line in to do that. It helps with the pattern. Oh, you've done that too. I was just kidding. Oh. So, Maggie, what did you guys bribe her with? Okay, now obviously I have more to do because we can't just have this middle color here and then it abruptly going into the fur. So this is just a work in progress. Michelle, what do you think of this cat so far? All right, let me pull out. So Michelle, you're telling me it looks good? Okay. Michelle, have you picked out the train picture that you want Linda to do? You want your mom to do? Okay. Darker brown on our fur. Just like we did before. All right. So Linda said, not yet. Mom isn't fed. Oh, mom isn't feeling good. Oh, Linda, gotcha. Hey, I'm there with you. I'm not fed either. I know that's not what you meant. All right, let me pull out. We're getting there. Okay. Finger blend. Just to soften everything up a little bit. And then I'm going to come in with a medium brown. And start blending all of this together. Notice how I'm back blending onto that darker fur. And also notice that I'm not completely covering up what I put on there. Okay. Well, Linda, I hope you feel better soon. All right. Now, I'm going to go back up to the face. And I'm going to work that same brown next to my darker fur line. Isn't this pretty? Just wanted to catch a little bit on that tail. Okay. Let me pull out. What do you think? Let's get a little bit of that into the ears. I think we're in pretty good shape with this. I noticed that I missed part of his pinstripe suit. I really can't address that tonight because I'm running out of time. So I'm going to leave this right here. Okay guys, we're about out of time. More progress on our cats. I think it's turning out beautifully. Okay guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, it's joyous coloring. This is Best Dressed Cats Creative Haven. Let me make sure. Yeah, Creative Haven. And then we've got Cutie Halloween Jubilee Volume 2, which is going to be released soon. Oh, I love this. I can't wait to see how you guys did. I think it's turning out really well. And you know that I would tell you if I didn't think so. All right, guys. Joyous, joyous coloring. Love on each other. Linda, get better. I'm sorry that you burned yourself. Hopefully the healing will be quick. Guys, thank you so much for your time. I'm glad you visited. And again, I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. And we'll see what else we can get into. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope you had a good time. Take care, guys. Love you to pieces. You know that I mean that. I'm not just saying it. Have a great rest of the evening, guys. Bye.